you're watching this video, you probably lose most of your gunfights and think there's something wrong with your game, but I hate to break it to you, you probably suck. But it's okay, your god Fyno is here to save you. By the end of this video, your aim will be so cracked that you don't even know what to do with it and you'll be immortal, flexing on all of your friends. And the first tip I have for you today is to lower your sense. I don't care what you have it on, it is probably too high. Now, unless if you are playing on a sense that you literally can't move, it's too high. I feel like a good guideline is that if you swipe across your mouse pad, you're looking behind you, or a full 360, but even a full 360 is a little bit fast. Now, you might like your fast sense because it looks cool, you get cool flicks, but I'm gonna tell you this, it is not consistent. Lower sensitivities are proven to be more consistent. Anyone you see who is consistently good, usually on a lower end of the spectrum sense, you can have slightly higher, but everyone hits sick flicks that are super fast. Half their games they do bad, half their games they do good, because it's hard to control that consistently. I've said consistent a lot. Other benefits of a lower sense is that you have more control over your aim. A little shake on your mouse isn't going to actually send you across the map. You're just going to be moving around a lit. So when someone's really far away and you need that tight little precision changes, you're going to have that. You won't have that with high sense. You'll be moving around too much. And you can still hit flicks on a low sense. Just be ready to swing your arm across your room and maybe throw out your arm. But that's okay because we're hitting the clips. We're getting the round wins. We're ready to sacrifice everything here. And now that you're moving your arms around, let's get ready to aim with our movement, which is tip number 2. You're gonna get confused on what this means, but it's gonna make sense in a second. So a lot of people think that all of your aim comes down to just moving your mouse around, but it really doesn't. A lot of the time, you wanna be using your WASD keys to aim. Let me explain. Let's say someone is slightly to the left. You don't always have to move your mouse over. You can just strafe left a little bit and hit the shot. This also somewhat plays into counter strafing, which I'm sure you heard of if you watched any other Valorant guide ever. You wanna strafe into the people and hit your shots. It's really useful to use because your mouse isn't gonna move. You're gonna keep it dead centered and you don't accidentally misline up your shot. Aiming with your movement is especially important when you're about to swing a corner. You don't want to be aiming too far out and having to flick your mouse. You want to have your crosshair placed already where someone's head's going to be and swing, and then their head will line up with where your crosshair is. So now your mouse isn't shaking and you're not looking in the wrong spot. If you're wondering how to do this, it's really easy, but a good way to get it down is either go into deathmatch and start tracking people while you're moving. And same thing with the bots. Side strafe into looking at other bots, move around while strafing. It's very small things, but as you pick it up, it gets easier and you learn how to do it and it'll become a part of your muscle memory and it'll be really easy to do. But to aim with your movement, there's another tip you need to keep in mind, which is our next tip. You need to be pre-aiming heads, okay? If you're not pre-aiming heads, you're throwing because you're being forced to flick up. The second you're flicking up, it's over for you, okay? It's over. Now to do this, you need to have pretty good map knowledge. So this will take time and it will not be easy to do as a beginner, but it's easy to pick up as long as you play the game. Take your time, you can go into a custom if you want and make sure you get all the angles down. But you want to be making sure that you're looking where someone's head is going to be. So you need to be able to adjust and know the general head height. This is so important because if you're not aiming head level, you're gonna have to take time to flick up to their head, which is gonna distract from getting the shot off in time. So if someone's pre-aiming your head and you have to make that adjustment, chances are they're gonna get the kill, especially if you guys are on equal terms of reaction time, things like that. You do not want to be lighting up people's legs. Crosshair placement is honestly one of the most important things in this video game. You can be a dog butt aimer, but as long as you have good crosshair placement, you will get tons of kills. This is why you see a lot of people in Radiant who don't have the best aim. They're not bad players, but mechanically they aren't the best. But the thing is, they know to pre-aim heads on common angles, so when someone swings, or when they swing, they get the headshot, they get the kill, they don't look like a bottom frag player, even though you might even be better than at aiming now. So now that you take your good new sense, you know how to aim with your movement, and once you add pre-aiming heads, you should be winning almost all of your ones. But on the off chance, let's say your aim still isn't good enough yet, and you're thinking, man, I really need to get into the labs, get my aim better. Stop, just please stop. Do not play aim labs, do not play Kovacs, don't play aim trainers. They may quote unquote help your aim, but that's just your general mouse movement. That's not helping you within Valorant. It doesn't have the movement that we've talked about. It doesn't have the layering of Valorant characters, and you're not gonna be flicking in little grid shot squares when you're playing the game. So then what should you do if you want to get better? I know you're wondering that. It's okay. Let me get into it. Be patient. What you're going to actually want to do is training bots. The training range is honestly really good in this game. I think just like the main range is the best. You know, just flick between the heads. They're all placed head height for you, and you can get on different elevations and change where you're going to be looking. It also is the actual target size of a character, so you're not inflating your ego shooting giant balls instead of actual tiny heads. And doing this also not only play into the movement, but it'll let you adjust to different recoil and different guns. Because you have to keep in mind, you're shooting stray bullets that have no jump when you're playing aim trainers. But you're not actually using the gun. You're not factoring in the gun's recoil. You're not factoring in the gun's micro adjustments that might need to be made. You're not factoring in the miss shots that happen. Like Valorant, when you shoot, there's a chance it doesn't go dead center. It's weird, it's dumb, but there's a weapon inaccuracy. It's so stupid. I hate it. Every time you miss a one tap, just tell your teammates it's weapon inaccuracy. It works every time, trust me. But also trust me on the fact that aim labs is dog water. People who promote aim labs do it for the bag. They use it for the bag. They don't actually think it's worth it, because trust me, it's not. There's a reason that all the aimers aren't radiant. They're like stuck in ascendant. They're not good. Make sure you're using the range, and also please use deathmatch. Deathmatch is such a good thing in this game to learn how to play. It forces you into gunfights. Don't hide in deathmatch. Take gunfights and win them. Speaking of deathmatch, we have to get you set up with a proper warm-up routine. I'm going to tell you mine. It's really short. I don't spend more than 5 minutes warming up at most. I usually just go into bots, flick between heads, and once I feel like I'm accurately flicking, this takes like 30 seconds to a minute, I hop into a deathmatch if I'm feeling up for it, play maybe 1 or 2, and then I just go into the game. It's not that serious. But I will say that's me. I play the game a lot more. What I think is best is you start off on normal bots, flick between the heads, then you set it to where they spawn in, start it on easy. And as you go, you can work your way up to medium. And if you're feeling up for it, hard. After you do this, flick around a little bit more, maybe practice some spray control. But this is when you go into a deathmatch. I went into a deathmatch just to show you guys what I'm talking about. I'll let the voiceover take over, but I didn't do that good because it's 2 a.m. when I'm recording this and I'm about to go to bed, but you get the idea. I like to do my death matches very specific. You get in early during the warm-up timer where the game hasn't started yet. Just track people. Don't shoot any bullets. Just strafe side to side. Track people's heads. You're going to die, obviously, but hey, you get to work on your movement and maybe they won't kill you. Then once the game starts, this is confusing, all right? But I go sheriff. I get 5 kills with the sheriff. Then I promote myself. Then I get 5 kills with the guardian. I promote myself again. 5 kills with the phantom. Promote myself again. 5 kills with the vandal. Then from there, just 1 taps only. And throughout all those, you want to go 1 taps only. You don't want to be spraying because we want working on your first shot accuracy. That's the most important thing in this game, hitting the first shot. If you're spraying out for kills in deathmatch, you're going to carry that into your matches, and you don't want that happening because most of your kills you should be able to get with a 1 tap. It's okay to spray every now and then, just so you have the recoil pattern in mind, but you should be going for the 1 taps. But now I've given you all the tips you've needed. You've lowered your sense, you know how to aim with your movement, you're pre-aiming your heads hopefully, and please tell me you're not playing aim labs. So now you can do your warm-ups perfectly, and you should be able to get into your matches and aim better than before. If you'd like to add anything, feel free to leave a comment, and before you go, subscribe. Wear your seatbelts.